Welcome to Toffee TV. This is the Everton News Daily. It is Tuesday. It's not Tuesday. It's Wednesday, the 29th of June 2016. I've had my hair cut and just look a whole lot smarter. So let's just get rid of that from the start because I know it'll come up in the comments. Yes, Everton have been linked with a couple of players today, a couple of strong links from the sources, but we'll come to that in a moment. We'll start by saying that former Everton striker Velios has signed for Nottingham Forest. This one came very much out of left field. He's played in Belgium, he's played in Greece, and he signed a 4-year deal with Nottingham Forest, which I'm massively shocked by. He scored 11 goals last season for his Greek side, who I'm not even going to try and pronounce, but he scored 11 times and he's managed to get back into English football. He did all right for Everton. He was one of those players that was almost better by not playing. You know, there was almost that idea of get Velios on, and then when he came on, he was a bit. He scored. I think he scored against Bolton in the Premier League, maybe a couple of times. But fair play to the lad. You know what? He's worked his way back into English football. I think that's probably his level. And we'll see where he goes from there. But so good luck to him. Tim Howard has officially started his tenure at the Colorado Rapids. He has basically been in training, started training yesterday. He tweeted that he was just happy that the training gear was blue, which is a nice nod to us Blues. And his first game is going to be the 4th of July, which is brilliant, isn't it? That's absolutely spot on. He basically said, you know, he's going to be carrying on for the rest of the season. Be basically like an 18-month season. And he's there for 3.5 years, I think it is, and he doesn't want to give up. The idea of giving up is giving him nightmares. So we wish him good luck over in MLS, and hopefully he can get a spot back for the United States and be available for the World Cup in a couple of years' time in Russia if he wants to go. That's up to him. I wouldn't bother going. In other news, Ross Barkley this time. England are always looking for a scapegoat, aren't they? They're always looking for a scapegoat. It's normally an Everton player, and even when players don't play for England, somehow our players manage to be the scapegoats again. Stan Collymore last night tweeting, he basically said that talking about Ross Barkley and why he didn't play. He tweeted. Oh, he didn't tweet it. It was in his blog. It was in his blog for a betting firm. He said that Barkley. He's been told Barkley is a liability because he's no football brain. Claiming he's been told. I've heard from coaches who've worked with him for a number of years at all levels that he's got talent but no football brain that can adapt to differing situations on the pitch. In other words, it's all off the cuff, and when that doesn't work, then he becomes a liability. See, this is an interesting one for me because I don't think he's telling us anything as Evertonians we don't already know. Ross can be a massively frustrating player. He doesn't always see the easy ball, and he always tries to do the difficult thing. But is that a bad thing? Is that really a bad thing? Don't we have enough footballers in the game who just pass side to side, who go nowhere with the ball? Don't we have enough of those players in the Premier League? Don't we have enough of those players in the England squad? Did we not just see Wilshere, who again is, I know I spoke about him yesterday, and I do find it fascinating that he's marked upon as this great player, where I don't think he's got half the talent Ross has got. Now maybe Ross hasn't harnessed that talent yet in the right way, but I tell you what, If you want someone to be a game changer, if you want someone to be an X factor, if you want someone to do something that other players on the pitch can't do, Ross Barkley's your man. Now, maybe in the fullness of time, that talent will be harnessed and will be put in a certain way. But, you know, at the moment, we've seen what he can do. As a footballer, skill-wise, he's a top footballer. He just needs, he will learn a little bit more composure. He will learn a little bit more tactic nous. He will learn all those things. But at the moment, he's just a very, very talented footballer. And we're always moaning in this country about there's not enough talent, there's not enough players like Gaza and people like that. Gaza was a fantastic player, but you can't tell me in his early years that he was a brilliant tactical player. He did things off the cuff. He just went on runs and with his skill got something at the end of it, and that's what Ross does. And if we start taking that out of him, then what are we left with? It's not our fault that England haven't got a clue how to use him. It's not our fault that it wasn't controlled in a certain way last season. I think Roberto Martinez went too far with it and should have just tried to harness it, and that's the balance you've got to find. You've got to find that balance of harnessing it, but also letting him express himself, and that will come, I am sure. Ross Barkley's a fantastic footballer, and he just needs someone to just guide his career now, and hopefully we've got the man in that can do that. Moving on, I did mention we've been linked with a couple of players in the last 24 hours. The first one is Steve Mandanda, the Marseille goalkeeper. He's been linked to us by RMC Sport. He is available. The talk is he was speaking to Everton today, Wednesday. There's talk also that Crystal Palace are after him. We're obviously in need of a goalkeeper, and obviously we've been linked with numerous goalkeepers in the last days, weeks, months. This guy would seem to fit the bill if you want an experienced goalkeeper to come in straight away. He's been named French Goalkeeper of the Year 4 times. He's been named in the last 2 seasons as French Goalkeeper of the Year, which is no mean feat. He's a very sort of modern goalkeeper, very, very. I'm trying to think of the right word here. Very energetic, fantastic agility. I'm not sure how good he is with his foot on the ball, but he's a goalie, so we won't talk about that for now. So maybe the club have just broached him, maybe the club have gone to him, seen what he wants, and we'll look into that as a way forward. You know, he's not triple grade A goalkeeper, but there's not that many out there. So maybe we're just looking at the market and seeing where that's going. I mean, that's been reported by RMC Sport over in France. They're quite a legitimate outlet. So we will wait and see on that one. The other player we've been linked with, and we've been linked with him over the last few days, is another player we've been linked with, as I say, over the last few days, is Morgan Schneiderlin. Obviously, Manchester United player, moved from Southampton at the beginning of last season. One of the best midfielders in the league when he played for Southampton. You know, in the French squad. Went to Man United. It hasn't quite happened. You know, and who knows what's going to happen in the future. It seems that he's available, or certainly we're going to test the water for 20 million. That's been reported in Holland by De Telegraaf, who were the same people who said Ronald Koeman was coming to Everton when a lot of people were saying that wasn't going to happen. So that comes from a very legitimate source. So we will wait and see on that one. But the fact that it's come from a Dutch source seems to give me a little bit of encouragement on that. I know there's a lot of stories out there. It is a story that was reported over the weekend. I've been told that it's a possibility. It's not just up in the air. So we'll wait and see on that one. That's a really encouraging one, that one. That is a player that would sit in front of our back four and would do that job on his own. We wouldn't need two holding centre midfielders. We'd only need one with this guy. Koeman knows how to get the best from him. So hopefully he can be a player that we bring in and instantly changes up, our midfield and how it works. And allow people like Ross Barkley less responsibility and allow more attackers in the midfield and change the shape of that midfield. We'll wait and see on that one. As you say, it's all speculation. We're just reporting what other people have reported that you might not have heard. That's what we're here for. We've had a little bit of criticism saying, why are we talking about all these rumours? Because they're there and people want to know them. And these rumours might become legitimate in the next 48 hours, 72 hours, who knows. The transfer window, I think, opens officially Friday. So let's wait and see. Pre-season start, I think, next week. So let's hope we can get a couple of faces in by then. A player who's already at the club that is hoping for a new lease of life is Kevin Morales. And let's hope, there's talk that Ronald Koeman has said, you can be, my winger, my player. As I said yesterday, Mane's just gone. Mane has gone to Liverpool. And Mane was hopefully what, Morales is hopefully what Mane was to Southampton this season. So let's hope we can get a couple of deals in place. It's always good to start pre-season with a couple of players in the door. And we'll go from there. A little plug for you. Make sure to go and check out Premier League World on Sky Sports and also BT Sports. And I think it's on all over the world. Because I'm on it. So go and watch it. It's all about Ronald Koeman. They came into the studio and had a little chat with me. So make sure you check that out. And I'll catch you soon. Maybe.